His lack of effort is because of his lack of interest, okay? If you are sitting here confused, you're talking to a guy, you've been going on dates with him, but he's not really calling you a lot, not texting you, he's kind of been like blowing you off recently, it's because he doesn't like you. I don't know how many things a guy has to do before you wrap your head around the fact that he's not interested in you. And when you start just thinking, wow, it's kind of embarrassing that I'm sitting here trying to lead a guy on that doesn't like me, like that's embarrassing. It is. That's what you have to wrap your head around. Why on earth are you sitting here trying to get a guy that doesn't like you and isn't interested in you? Don't you love yourself more than that? Don't you like yourself even a little bit? Because I promise you, if you liked yourself, if you loved the person you were, if you cared about yourself, if you cared about your heart, about your soul, you would not be doing that to yourself. I'm being a little harsh right now out of the kindness of my heart because I can assure you I was there once. I was 16 before. I was talking to guys that were older than me, that didn't give a crap about me, that pretended to like me. Like, I've been through it all. I've seen it all. And I don't want you to go through that. I wish so badly that like someone could have came and told me this when I was younger. Sometimes no matter how much someone tells you something, you really can't understand it until you're going through it and you're experiencing it. And one day you wake up and you're like, you know what? I don't want to put up with this anymore. I don't want to be that kind of girl. I don't want to be someone that obsesses over guys. I don't want to waste my time Snapchatting guys, thinking about boys that don't care about me. My friends would give me a lot of advice, but yeah, I didn't take it. And now I'm sitting here giving you advice, but I'm sitting here giving you it knowing that you might not take it. But it took me so many times, I guess, hearing it and experiencing it. And I do believe that God will try to teach you the same lesson in worse and worse ways until you learn it. And maybe this will be the time that it hits you where you need it to hurt and you'll start listening. I remember being 17, waking up one day, realizing I was worth so much more than I was allowing myself to be treated. I was upset over people that didn't care about me, not even just boy-wise, friend-wise. I lost so many friends when I was 16, like my friend group had a big falling out, was talking to guys that didn't care about me. Or even worse, guys that pretend to care about you and lead you on, but they never really like you. I have been there, I've done that, and I think that a lot of the actions that you take regarding yourself do stem out of insecurities, even if you're gonna sit here and claim that you're not insecure. I, right now, can really say that I do not think I'm an insecure person. When people give me crap, when people give me hate, it doesn't affect me. If you were to ask me, maybe when I was 17, if I found out that he called me ugly, like if it would have affected me, I probably would have sat there and told you no, that I was confident and that that wouldn't impact me, but it would subconsciously impact me. It would affect how I feel about myself. A huge way I overcame caring what people thought about me is social media. When I started posting videos on social media, I got so many hate comments. The more your videos start to do well, the more hate you receive. If you literally go through my YouTube shorts, the most popular videos, they're that popular and they've gotten that many views because of all the hate comments that I would receive. I literally used to get emails of these notifications and it would be like, you're ugly, you're a crappy girlfriend, you look fat here, look at your cellulite. I think the thing with that is when you're getting crapped on social media, you're making money off of it. And it really changed my mindset about like hate, because I was like, yeah, leave a hate comment because you're just like pushing the algorithm. Really, this changed just my mindset about life, because every time someone hates on you, and every time you get a rejection, and every time someone does something mean to you out of jealousy, it's really like you're just getting a push ahead in life, because rejection, I truly believe, leads you in the right direction. Every time I've ever gotten rejected from something, rejected from a job, broke a friendship off, guy rejected me, it always led me to do something way better. Look at breakups. Look at how people change after a breakup. It's because after a breakup, you get this like insane just wave of motivation. It's like a drug inside of you that you're like, I'm going to change my life and I'm going to become this new person. And what does that stem from? That motivation to do that, because you just got broken up with and you're like, I want to be hot. I want to be the best version of me. Like, screw him. And once I got this kind of like spark in my brain, like, yeah, people are going to crap on me. I'm going to get rejected. I'm going to lose friends. Like, breakups are going to happen. Knowing it's going to happen to you and knowing that it's going to propel you like to do something that you're meant to do. When you go through a breakup, you were meant to go through that breakup. You got that rejection, you were meant to get rejected. Now, I don't do any like cold calling or door-to-door sales jobs, but it is a statistic that for every 8 no's you get, you'll get 1 yes. Therefore, in sales, the mindset you have to have is when you get a no, you're like, heck yes, because now I just have to get 7 more no's to get a yes. And that's kind of the same idea as when you're going through rejection. When you really want a job that you're not getting, you're 1 step closer to getting the job that you're meant to have. Reframing your mindset to think that way, it's just going to really change your mindset, and that's going to help you to stop obsessing over guys that don't like you. Because when you are talking to a guy and you may think it's going well, but maybe he love bombs you, or maybe, you know, it happens. He meets someone else that he likes better. Instead of thinking, God, what was wrong with me? What did I do wrong? What could I have done different? Nothing. You were perfect. You were yourself. That's just one more guy to like push away and say that guy wasn't meant for me. And now I'm 1 step closer to the person that I'm meant to be with. It's really like that quote in Where Does a Wearily Place. At least when I saw the episode, I feel like I couldn't really understand it, but now I'll see clips of the episode and I'm like, wow. Alex Russo's mom tells her, you're 1 heartbreak closer to your happily ever after. And maybe when I was 8 watching the show, I really didn't understand the weight of that message, but now being 21 years old sitting here, I can really say that that is so true. You always, when you are going through a breakup, you're always going to think in your head, I'm never gonna love someone as much as I just love that person. Then the next person you meet, you're going to like that person, love that person so much more than the last one. And you're gonna be like, wow, I can't believe I loved that person that much, and now I love this person even more. That is how your life is going to work. You are going to end up with the person that you're meant to end up with. The mistakes that you make in your life, you're meant to make. God, the universe, whatever you believe in, it already knows every mistake you're gonna make. It already knows everything that's going to go on. So you just have to trust in the plan and the timing, that everything is perfect timing in your life. Another thing you have to think when you're talking to a guy that doesn't like you, that you're obsessing over, is, do I really like him? Do you actually really like this guy? Or is he just 6 foot tall, blue eyes, dark hair, whatever your type may be? Do you really like him? What did he do for you that you thought was so great? Say this guy actually was so great, because it happens. Sometimes you're like, wow, that guy actually was so great. He held every door for me, picked me up, got me flowers, took me out to the nicest dinners, planned the nicest dates for me. And what, he doesn't like me now? Number 1, you're just 1 person closer to someone that's gonna treat you even better than that. Number 2, a lot of times you are escaping what would become a toxic relationship. The reason I will say that is because of love bombing. And when I was 17, 16, I had never heard this term. And I really feel like I experienced that so much when I was young and in high school. And if you don't know what love bombing is, basically it's when someone does everything perfect for you in the beginning of a relationship. They do everything perfect, start to finish. They're just this on paper amazing guy. And then it's kind of once they get comfortable with you, then that perfection starts to go away. It's a type of manipulation, because you'll always think in your head, oh, but they did this and this for me and this for me, and so I can put up with this. But in reality, that was love bombing. They were doing all that things to you out of manipulation for you to think that they're this perfect guy, but they're not. And you could be like, oh no, he wasn't that. Okay, maybe he actually wasn't. I'm telling you, that's probably the case, but maybe he actually wasn't. Maybe he literally ghosted you and he left you, and it was because he found another girl that he liked better. And you're like, what did I do? You still didn't do anything. Honestly, you still didn't. Even if you think you may have done something that we were oh my God, it was this, and that probably made him mad, and that was why we're not talking now. You did one thing that made him mad, and that's why he broke up with you. That's why he stopped talking to you. Think about that. What really made me think about that was when I started talking to my boyfriend. We talked for a few months before we met in person, because we lived in different states. And you know how people think oh, if you triple text, you can't do that because then they're not gonna like you, or just anything that people say that they're oh my God, they're not gonna like you if you do that. Everything that people would say, I would 100% do to my boyfriend. Before we were dating, before we even were a thing, I would text him multiple times. I would be why were you ignoring my calls? I would straight up be like that to him, and nothing pushed him away. And I think the reason for this is because when someone really wants to date you, they really see that intention with you. They're like, this person I want to date, I don't want to hook up with them, I don't want to be their friend, like I want to be in a relationship with them. Nothing you do can push that guy away from you. When he wants to date you, nothing you do will look like crazy. Nothing you do will be like, oh my God, she's a psycho, because he'll just think like, oh my God, she's texting me because she likes me so much. Like, I love that because I like her and I want to text her. If you're calling him multiple times a day, he won't think that that's like annoying because he wants to talk to you. Once you meet a guy that shows you that he likes those things, you're gonna be like, wow, all the other guys I talked to really just didn't like me that much. If they really liked me, that stuff wouldn't have pushed him away. Above all else, the energy that you put in exerting onto this relationship with this guy that you're not even actually in a relationship with, just the relationship in your head that you have with this guy, all that energy you're putting into that is energy that you could be putting into yourself. The hobbies that you could have with all the hours you spend checking his Snapchat score, checking his Snap Maps, checking it to see if you're still undelivered. The energy that you put into going on dates with guys over and over again that are just first dates that go nowhere. Why are you putting all this time and effort into men? Start putting that time and effort into yourself. And say if you're like, oh, well, I want to hang out with people, it's like, then why would you not want to spend that time with your friends instead of a guy that you're never going to see again? Your friends, you're going to have those friends for years. Why would you rather go on a date with a guy that you're going to go out with once than spend time with friends that you're going to have the rest of your life? Build the relationships you have. You don't need to waste your time over and over again on all these stupid guys. It's a waste of your time. It really is. And the second you realize that, you'll be so much happier because you'll be able to do the things you want to do and say, oh, I don't have time for them. No, you do have time for them, but you're choosing to put that time and effort into boys. Texting them, FaceTiming them, calling them, Snapchatting them, and they all don't care about you. They don't. Do you think that the guy that's asking you for like mirror selfies and to send pictures of your butt cares about you? No. If a guy is not interested in you, stop talking to him. Just like don't talk to him. It's really not that hard. Like you can pick up on the cues. I'm telling you to do this and I understand, like I talked about in the beginning, that you're probably not gonna listen to me. But seriously, like pick up on the social cues. He doesn't like you. If he liked you, he would want to text you. If he liked you, he wouldn't say I'm too busy. He would want to make time for you. If he liked you, he would be telling you to go to his games. He wouldn't be like, oh, I can't have a game. He'd be like, oh my God, come watch my game with all your friends. He would tell you to do that. Like, it's really not that complicated. Guys are not complicated. We say that they're complicated to make up an excuse, but they're not. We're making up an excuse in our own heads because we want to pretend like they're interested in us and we want them to like us and we want them to want us to be there, but they don't care. He maybe is talking to you because he likes the attention, he likes the validation, and he likes kind of having you on the back burner, but he doesn't really like you. Don't hook up with guys you have feelings for. That's never going to end in your favor. Honestly, don't hang out with guys that don't like you. Like, if you like a guy, you're never gonna want to just be their friend and they're gonna want to be your friend. This is what might happen. They may tell you, oh yeah, like, I like you. But you can clearly tell that they don't really like you, but you're just not being honest with yourself. Here's something that might happen to you if you keep hooking up with a guy that doesn't like you, but you like him. He might tell you that he likes you, but he doesn't want a relationship right now, right? And he's telling you that to keep you on the back burner, to keep you as someone to hook up with. But he already told you he doesn't want a relationship. He literally told you that. And you're still thinking in your head, oh, but he might date me. I might change his mind. Have you ever watched the movie He's Just Not That Into You? With like the rules versus the exceptions? Let me know if you watched that movie, because I'm sure if you're thinking that, you haven't watched it. If he tells you he doesn't want a relationship with you, you are not going to change his mind. You're not going to change it. Stop thinking that you're going to change it. Snap out of it, Miss Delusion. God. Now, I know this was a little harsh, but it's all harsh out of love. I have so much love in my heart for everybody, literally everybody. I want every single girl to have the most fabulous relationship. I want every single girl to have someone that treats them like an absolute princess. I genuinely mean that. I think everybody deserves to have just infinite self-love and have the absolute best relationship. I want so badly for every girl to just be the most confident version of themselves, and I hate seeing guys hinder them of having that ability. It kills me when I see girls that are obsessing over guys that are treating them so poorly. Like, it genuinely hurts my soul. If you take nothing out of this video, please, please, just when you are talking to a guy and he's really not giving you the time of day and he's really showing you that he's not interested, just do yourself the favor to just stop talking to him. Just leave it alone. Like, even if you're gonna still sit and think in your head about it, don't give him that extra validation and that extra attention because he doesn't deserve it. He's probably talking to a bunch of girls and he's getting validation from elsewhere, and you don't need to be another girl that you're giving him validation. So I love you guys. Let me know if you loved this video. Let me know what you want to see next. Comment and let me know your favorite piece of advice in the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.